Hi, I'm Willie. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you need IT consulting, head on over to williehowe.com, click hire us or contact us, fill that information out, and someone will be in touch with you as soon as possible. What we are looking at today is the Grandstream GWN7052 small office, home office router. You can see it's a little bit flatter than some of the other boxes. So thanks to Grandstream for sending this out, but let's get it open real quick and take a look at it. And then we'll take a look at the propaganda behind behind which you can see me there. So inside the box, you get a GWN7052 quick install guide. Now, this is Wi-Fi 5 only, right? So AC does not do AX, but it does do mesh. It's got a really nice form factor. Look at this. So it's really nice. It's got a real nice thin profile, rubber feet on the bottom, and it's got the mounting holes there, and you've got 4 antennas, and these look to be permanently attached. So they were already attached when it came out of the box. So it's actually a really nice looking piece of kit. On the back, you got a reset, you got your power, USB, 4 LANs, and your internet. And I don't believe that this one can do dual WAN, but there's another model. I think it's the 7052F, and I think that one can do dual WAN. So what else do we get in the box? We get exciting stuff. We get an Ethernet cable, and we get power brick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this all plugged in real quick. Then we're going to look at the official Grandstream slide behind me, and then we're going to log in and see if we can get this updated and poke around. Okay, so I've got this booted. It's got really nice bright blue LEDs, like that Grandstream blue. And then on the, let's see, the WAN maybe? I don't know. I've got a purple light down here, which probably means unconfigured. I guess if I look through the guide real quick, that'll tell me what a purple indicator light means. Let's see here real quick. Connect to the internet. By the way, if you're unfamiliar with Grandstream wireless devices, it broadcasts an SSID by default, and the admin password and the password for the SSID are the same by default, and every device has a different password. That's how they meet those security requirements. I'm not seeing anything about the LED color in the quick start guide, so we'll just have to figure that out. But my password will be on the bottom. Real quick before we get into the router itself, here's a look at the one of the marketing slides, and this one is for small business, home office, and for service providers. So that's what they're billing the 7052 and 7052F as, and they say it'll support up to 100 concurrent clients. Now that's 100 concurrent connected. That's not 100 concurrent transmitting. If you read some of the other marketing material for this, they say that this device is good for an office. It's got 15 to 20 employees. So that's right from the horse's mouth. It is, like I said, 802.11 AC, which is Wi-Fi 5. Theoretical speeds up to 1.27 gigabits per second. Dual band 2x2x2 MIMO. It's got 4 antennas, 2 per band, as we saw. It's got built-in VPN. It does support mesh networking with the GWN APs, and you're going to be able to provision and manage this through gwn.cloud, GWN Manager, and all of those good things. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to pause this. I'm going to find my IP, and then we're going to get connected to this and check it out. Be right back. All right, so the default subnet on the router was a 192.168.80, so I got 192.168.80.160, and the router itself is 80.1. So I've pulled that up here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enter the password here that is on the bottom of the router, and we'll see what we come up with. Now, don't laugh at me if I've got to take a picture of this and blow it up to be able to read it. Okay, my eyes aren't what they used to be, and we'll see if I'm even typing this in correctly. I'm trying to multitask and could end up not so good for us here. Oh, it did. It prompted us to automatically change the password, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put the router over here, where it can knock the rest of the stuff off my desk. And then I'm going to put the lab password in that we use for all things lab related. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. So that's nice that that comes up. All right, so now we get a quick configuration option here. We can do a quick internet configuration. We can skip. Let's go ahead and do a quick internet configuration. So I am in the Central Time Zone, United States. And we are going to obtain our IP automatically through DHCP. We could do static, or it does support PPPoE, and I can put DNS servers in there to override my ISP DNS. And for now, I'm going to leave the Wi-Fi name, the GWN7052 Is it 524 S2? I don't know. But by the way, this does support WPA2 and WPA3. And I'm going to not mess with the shared key. There it is right now. That's actually the default admin password as well. So I'm going to go ahead and exit that. And first thing I want to do, it's got a really nice interface here, really nice dashboard. Lets us look at just some information, network traffic, alerts, access devices. So your switches that are coming, your other APs, they'll show up here. And oh, we can do 1 hour, 3 hour, 12, 1 week. Here's our top access devices and then our top clients. So this is my laptop that I'm connected with. We can go to the system info. We get time, date, our WAN IP, our software version. So that's actually the next thing I want to do is I want to go to system settings and I want to go to upgrade. And you can either manually upload the firmware file, or we're going to put firmware.grandstream.com in here. We're going to save that. And then we're going to detect a new version, and we are going to say download and install. So that's going to download and install. I'm going to pause this, and we will be right back. All right, so let's take a look. So you've got your network settings. So you've got your WAN and your LAN. And you can see that you can add VLANs here, and then you can tag or untag VLANs as you want on the ports on this router. You can also do static IPs here. The other thing about the WAN is that you can do, I wanted to show you this, you can do VLAN tags on the WAN. You can also do multiple public IP addresses on the WAN. It also supports IP version 6. We've got some network acceleration options. So we can do software acceleration or hardware acceleration. I recommend hardware acceleration when you can, or you can disable acceleration. By default, it's software. Got our client screen, and we can clear offline clients. We can look at whether we're connected to the hardwire, which is wired here, whether we're connected to Wi-Fi. If we edit this client, I can edit the alias for that. Under our Wi-Fi settings, if you are familiar with the Grandstream access points, this is going to look very, very familiar. So we've got our SSID. Is it enabled? Is it dual band? Which VLAN is it associated with? Security mode. Is there a captive portal on it? So we can come in here and we can change all of those options. WPA3, WPA3 192. I do recommend that you start moving to WPA3. We can also do pre-shared key or 802.1x, which is WPA3 Enterprise. Here's our shared key. We can enable the captive portal. We do have a block list filtering, so we can block devices. We can turn our client isolation on, and then here is 802.11w. And let's see. Then under advanced, we've got that SSID hidden. Don't do that. Got your DTIM period wireless client limit, so we can set a limit on this if we only wanted 10 devices. You got an inactivity timeout. You got your broadcast multicast suppression. We can convert IP multicast to unicast. We've got scheduling. We've got our voice enterprise, our roaming options, proxy ARP, the power saving, and then we can do a maximum upload and download rate. We can come in here and change the radio settings, so we can do band steering, airtime fairness, our beacon interval. We can change the country region. Actually, that locks us in. And so we can only use the channels available to us here in the States. 2.4 channel width, 20 megahertz. Always use a 20 megahertz, 2.4. Don't use a 40. Don't be that person. Auto channel, high power, short guard interval. We can allow legacy devices. Now, here's the thing you got to know about allowing legacy devices. If you allow 802.11b devices, you're going to slow the entire network down. That is as fast as anything will be able to connect. Here's your Wi-Fi 5 compatibility mode, so you're probably going to want that on. And then we've got the same options along with Min RSSI for the 5 gigahertz. Then under the VPN, this can be a VPN client as well as being a VPN server. And it can either be an IPsec server or an open VPN server. Lots of configurable options right in the UI. Here's our routing, so we can do policy-based routing out of the box, and then we can do static routing. The policy routing is, sending different traffic out of different WANs. Now, we only have one WAN on this device, so that's not going to do us much good. Here's the access points, where if we have multiple Grandstream APs, and I think this will manage up to 5 APs, they would be located here, and you can pair them, take them over, all those good things. You've got access control, so we can add our block list. We can do some level of site control. Now, for this to work, this is also going to have to be handling the DNS for your clients. We've got external access, so we have DDNS, dynamic DNS, available, and they support a few more servers than they used to. We still don't have Google in there, which is what we need, or we need a custom option. You've got your port forwarding. So if we were to have multiple WAN IPs, we could do port forwarding for those multiple WAN IPs. We can set up a DMZ, and if you go back on the channel, we talked about this kind of DMZ. Universal plug and play, which I do not recommend. Then you've got your firewall settings. You've got your basic settings, which are going to let everything work. You've got denial of service, attack, defense. I don't know that I would turn that on. Here we can come in here and we can add custom firewall rules. So you've got inbound rules, outbound rules, and then forwarding rules. Then we've got advanced NAT. So you can come in here and modify the SNAT and the DNAT. What a concept, right in the UI there. And then we have our ALGs. So, and you can see that the SIP and the RTSP ALGs are disabled by default. Then we've got all of our captive portal options. If you're interested in Grandstream captive portal, let me know. But it's got, you can do vouchers, you can do Facebook, you can do all kinds of stuff with the captive portal. When you create a splash page, then you can have all of your options. So here in this router, you can do for free, simple password, or radius server. So with the other APs, you've actually got social logins that you can force people to do. Under our maintenance, we've got our TR069. And this is, it says if enabled, the router cannot be managed by GWN.cloud and cannot continue to manage other APs. We've got our SNMP options here, so full support for 1, 2, and 3. And then under our system settings, we've got our basic settings that include our NTP server, our country, region, time zone, reboot plan if we have one. Then under security management, I can change my password. I can change the ports. I can disable SSH. I can put just a regular SSH password in there. I can create a schedule for the Wi-Fi here. Certificate management. This is where we can add certificates for OpenVPN. And you can probably do it for the router too. I'd have to look a little bit more into that, so don't take that for gospel. File sharing. If we plug a USB drive in, we're going to be able to do some file sharing. Got backup and restore here. System diagnostics. You can do a ping or a trace route. We can do a core file. We can do a capture. So you can do a TCP capture right here. We can send everything to an external syslog server. Take a look at the ARP cache table and the link tracing table. So this is your states, your traffic states. Then we've got our mesh option here, which is disabled by default. If it's enabled, then you'll get a topology view. You saw the upgrade screen, and then here's alert and notifications. So we can be alerted, and we can set all kinds of different things. So if the WAN throughput, the AP throughput, SSID throughput, client throughput, AP offline. So we can get all kinds of notifications. And then if you're going to do email notifications, you come in here, and this is where you set that up. So if you've got questions about the router, we're using them, we're deploying them. We're actually deploying the model up from this. We will deploy some of these smaller ones if needed, probably in home offices and things like that. But we are deploying the 7062s, which I'm going to be doing a video on. But if there's something specific that you want to see about this router, we're going to go through guest setup. We're going to go through managing some other APs. Those videos are coming very soon. But if you've got anything else that you want to know about this router right now with the functionality, what you see is what you get. If you'd like to see functionality added to these, head on over to forum.grandstream.com and sign up and let them know what you want to see in the router. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, please comment, share. Please follow me on Twitter and TikTok. Those links are down below, along with the link for IT consulting and all of our affiliate links and Patreon link. Once again, I'm Willie. I want to thank you for being here. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.